Bom, boa tarde a todos. Eu agradeço a quem está chegando por aí. A gente vê pouco isso aqui no Instagram, né? Uma live que é internacional. E isso é com certeza um tema que atrai bastante gente, né? Tô vendo aqui que é o povo do grupo que está entrando, né? A Paula, a Carla, a Mariane, que é minha aluna na graduação. E aí daqui a pouquinho, eu já vi que o James está aqui na sala, eu já vou enviar uma solicitação para ele participar ao vivo. E a partir do momento que ele entrar, aí a gente, eu por respeito, né, assim como sempre, todas as vezes que ele esteve por aqui ou a gente esteve por lá, a gente vai tentar tocar a coisa 100% em inglês. Então esse é um desafio aqui para todo mundo, né, para mim, para quem está aqui vai enviar as perguntas. Então, a partir do momento que o James entrar na sala, a minha intenção é fazer 100% até o final em inglês. E vocês podem mandar as perguntas escritas aqui embaixo nos comentários, que eu vou tentar fazer o meu melhor, vou tentar traduzir, passar para ele, tentar entender o que ele respondeu, e aí sim a gente toca o barco, tá? Mais ou menos por aí. Para quem acompanhou ao longo dos dias a divulgação, viu que o tema é bastante interessante, porque a gente vai falar sobre o currículo da pós-graduação, especificamente na Universidade de Las Vegas, na Universidade ali de Nevada, que tem o seu campus em Las Vegas. Então eu tenho elaborei algumas perguntas também que vão levar para esse sentido. É óbvio que eu vou fazer uma introdução ainda a respeito do que o James fez ao longo da sua carreira, o nosso contato, e aí sim a gente dá início à série de perguntas que eu pensei ao longo desses dias e mandei para ele para tentar entender, né, como que funciona isso lá nos Estados Unidos. Então, peço a atenção e a paciência de todos aqui, porque vou até jogar um pouco de cafeína no sangue, né, para fazer o pensamento acontecer. E eu estou com uma participante especial também aqui, que é essa coisa linda que algumas pessoas conhecem, né, que é a James, provavelmente já está vendo, a Giovanna. Oh James, remember Giovanna? Look, it's so big, it's so tall, it's very, very pretty girl. Let's start. I'm gonna invite the James to enter in the room. I'm crossing my fingers. Oh, hello, my friend. James?
Yes.
Hello, James.
Sideways? Is this better? Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Are you able to see me? Yeah, I hear you.
Yes.
Yes. I think we. Yes, I'm seeing you. I hear you. Okay. I think it's okay. Firstly, thank you so much for accepting this invitation, okay, my friend. I know you are on vacation, and I hope that Bess understand the situation, because it's so important for us, it's so important for our students here in Brazil or here in Cuiabá, whatever, or whenever the people that are watching this live now, okay? Thank you so much for your time.
It's my pleasure.
A pleasure for us. Okay.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Okay. We are happy too. And miss you. Look, Paula started your participation here. We miss you, James. Paula is your big fan. Is the #1 fan of James.
I miss you too. Come visit.
Oh yeah, Las Vegas is a very, very nice city. Giovanna, come on. Look, remember.
Hello, happy birthday. Hello.
It's a little bit shady. Let's see in the next minute, in the next hour, you are talking here. Let's go. Let's start.
Okay.
It's okay for you. Look, we have here also Tiago. Hi, James. Good to see you. My students are making my work here a little bit easier because they are written here in English and not in Portuguese. It's so good because I haven't to translate the questions or the messages here. Okay, let's go. We have many questions to discuss here, and your comments, your opinion will be very interesting and very important for everybody here. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's go. The title of this live, people, is The Masters in Kinesiology Curricula in the United States. University of Nevada, Las Vegas Experience. Or header, we are going talking about the kinesiology curricula, or the Master in Kinesiology Curricula, specifically in the UNLV in Las Vegas, okay? Not is not relation about whole United States, but only referent to Las Vegas. Okay, James? But if you have some information about the other university, your information will be very welcome here. Okay?
Okay.
Can you understand me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for being here. This is certainly a topic that increases, that interests many Brazilians, and we will try to pass on much information as possible. As I told you in the beginning of this live, if you wish, you can send some questions that I will try to translate for James. You have sure that I will try to do my best, okay, for everybody. I would like to say a few things before I officially introduce Dr. James here, people. Dr. James, please interrupt me if I say something wrong, okay, my friend? Because this is my impression of you, my impression about our scientific relationship, about our friendship along this year, okay?
Yes.
Opinion. Who put us in contact for the first time was Dr. Jonato Prestes, remember? From Catholic University of Brasilia in 2014. And since then, we have maintained a permanent contact. 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Today, in this morning, I was curious to know how many articles we have published together. I don't know if you have this information. In all, 19 articles already published and 2 accepted for publication or header. We have 21 articles together. It's a great number. James, it's important to point here, always help us a lot. It's so amazing, both in revising the text and with his comments, always very pertinent. Thanks a lot, my friend, for this. I met James in person for the first time in Orlando when he took me out to dinner. I don't know if you remember this, with his friend at a restaurant. And I remember that in that time we had there a Japanese food, very nice Japanese foods in Orlando. It was for me very interesting because there was able to practice my English and meet new people there. It was very important for me that time. I went to Las Vegas with my wife, Marisa, to visit UNLV, and we had a great time with James there, including, I think you remember this, a delicious dinner with his wife, Bess, and his 3 dear children. I remember saying to one of your children, please speak slowly so that the uncle understand everything what are you saying. I remember this so clearly in my mind. Continuing, 2.5 years ago, James came to Cuiabá to give 4 lectures and stay with us for 10 days. And I bet, we'll never forget the restaurants, my friend.
That's right.
Meat and fish, mainly. Remember? Also, it's an important information to say in this moment. Also, we run in the parks of Cuiabá, you remember? James, that time, felt the absurd heat of our city up close. Up close. For example, today we are facing here 40 degrees Celsius. I don't know if it's my connection or James. James, come back?
Hello, I'm back.
Okay. I was talking about that time we run in the parks of Cuiabá, and you was able to felt the absurd heat in Cuiabá. Remember?
Yes.
It's
Yes,
not so
I
easy. Yeah. September. Was September or October? September. September.
Yeah, September, October.
September. It's too hot here, and the heat is absurd, like I said before. Our last meeting was last year in Orlando, okay, during the ACSM annual meeting. We shuttled quickly after my presentation, but as always, I have to point that a very pleasant and productive conversation. It's always amazing. Now, people, I'm going to talk a little bit about James' professional career, okay, because you have to know a little bit about James. James is an associate professor in the Department of Kinesiology and Nutrition Science at UNLV in Las Vegas. Okay, this is correct?
Yes. Yes, correct.
Yes. He is also on the editorial boards of Corpo Consciência Journal here in UFMT, Federal University of Mato Grosso. You remember this? You belong to our journal here, revising papers, revising the works that are submitted to our journal here. It's so great to us. His research focuses on the immune response to exercise, lymphocyte apoptotic and migratory response, physiological response to outdoor exercise, hiking and trail running, and the validity of wearable technology. Okay, about this information?
Yes.
So okay, I'm right 100% about my information here. Relation to personal or professional issues?
Yes,
okay.
100%.
Okay. Now, I feel free. I think we have to start because I prepared for you, James, and for the participants, people here in our live, 18 questions to discuss with James. Okay? If by chance we can get to all of them, it's possible to happen. We will do a part 2 of the lives. Okay?
That's
Maybe good. One or another question we aren't able to resolve or to respond. We can have another live in another day because we have just 1 hour, and this is a rule of Instagram. Okay, James, no problem for you?
Yes, no problem.
So let's start. Now, the James will work because I am talking about telling many informations here, but the main information we will start now, okay? So let's start. My first question, it's a little bit simple, but I think it's so important. First and foremost, I would like to know if the undergraduate courses in exercise science at university in the United States are similar, or if there is a lot of difference in the curricula.
I think for the most part, they're similar with a similar background. So, of course, exercise physiology, no matter what university you go, you're going to have exercise physiology course. Same thing with biomechanics, and then same thing with motor learning. So those seem to be the main courses. Also, you have like anatomy and physiology, very important. And then from there, you have some differences in the undergraduate programs depending on the professors that are teaching at the university. They'll have different specialties. Yeah. So some will have specialty in statistics, so that's what they teach. And some will have specialty in clinical kind of exercise physiology, so they teach that as well.
Okay, it's good. It's good, no?
Yeah.
Because there's a rule for all universities in that country. I think it's good. So it's just the first one. Let's do the second question. Let's go. Do exercise science undergraduate course at North American universities prepare students to act more in practice, schools, gyms, sports teams, or for the area of scientific research, or both? The students leave the university to work in a practice way, or in a scientific investigation, or the word you wanna use, or both?
Yeah. So I think it's both to some degree. The curriculum is designed to give students some flexibility. So if the student wants to go into a professional degree, they want to be physical therapists, for example, then they have the freedom to take, we call them elective classes. So they can take courses that will get them to where they want to be. But on the other hand, if they want to do research, then they also have that freedom. It depends on the student, really.
So this is not a problem for the students? No,
it's not. But what I see is most of our students want to be physical therapists. I say maybe 80%. A lot of them do.
80?
Yeah, 80. Yeah. But it's, difficult to get into a physical therapy program.
Yes.
Yeah. So then I think the ones, they have their minds maybe set, but then figure, I need to determine a different path. So they have other paths as well. We good?
James,
Hello?
I think our connection, my connection, or
Hello? Yeah, I
James.
think so.
Yeah,
Hello?
are you seeing me? Are you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, I think we're good now.
I don't know. I don't know if the problem is my connection or your connection, but I don't know because we are so far from Brazil,
Yeah.
in the United States, Cuiabá, and Las Vegas, so far from. I didn't understand the final of your explanation, just the final.
Okay. So I think with the undergraduate program, they give some flexibility. So they say you have to take certain courses, but then you have these other courses that is up to you to take. And those elective, the up to you courses, if somebody wants to do physical therapy, then they can focus on classes that get them into physical therapy programs. Or if they want to do research, then they can focus on research-based classes. So it
But
depends on the student.
if these students of physical therapy goes to work out of university, they focus on rehab or physical training.
Oh yeah, it's mostly rehabilitation, so the clinical part. Yeah.
Okay, it's good. Let's go to the next one. Uh, about undergraduate students in exercise science in UNLV. Is there a strong interest in doing internships in laboratories and starting experiments with scientific research? Are there scholarships for this? About the interest to internship and if there are some scholarships for this.
Mm. There's not as much. Most of the undergraduate students, I would say, we have a large undergraduate student population, so 1,400 students. So there's a lot.
Oh my
And
God.
and not all of them can do internships, right, in our laboratories. So I think only the ones that are really, really interested in research can participate.
Okay, it's good because there are many students in university. It's impossible to have a scholarships for everybody. It's almost like that. Yes. Uh,
That's right. That's
at,
right.
at UNLV, is there an interaction between the undergraduate course in exercise science and the master's kinesiology? Is the interaction between these two courses? Is there?
To some extent, we have some classes that have both undergraduates and master's students together. So there's some interaction. Yeah,
Nice. It's very nice.
yeah. So there's some, and it's a few classes. There's also our master's students teach classes as well. So they'll teach the undergraduate laboratory classes like exercise physiology lab or biomechanics lab. So they have interaction as a student teacher sometimes.
Mhm. But they teach one class or several classes along the years. One or several.
Several. So our master students will teach 3 or 4 laboratory classes in the semester. And then, of course, they're taking their own classes, and they might be in there with undergraduates as well.
And is this an obligation to have class?
So if we give them, No, it depends on the class. So the master students, they could take all classes that are not, there's no interaction, potentially. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's an obligation to have interaction.
Great, great. Let's go. Now it's directly for you, this question. Since you become the coordinator, has the interest of students increased? Okay, or do you face any difficulty in recruiting good students since you become?
Yeah, no, we have a very high interest in our program.
It's good.
Over the last couple of years, we've had a lot more applications than we could admit. And it's kind of like, you know, how journals give you acceptance rate, rejection rate. I can tell you we accept about 35% of the applicants.
35.
35%, yeah. Yeah, so it's maybe pretty low. But we have also, before I started as graduate coordinator, we would accept students and they wouldn't have an advisor. And it would become kind of a problem as they're trying to progress through their program. They don't have somebody that they can talk with and give them advice. So we changed that, and we only accept students now that a faculty advisor will bring them into their laboratory and work with them.
This was a strategy to improve.
Yes, yeah, for sure. And I think the quality of the students that we're admitting has also increased as well.
Congratulations, because here we are facing a big problem with this issue, because the number of students knowing this kind of occupation or applying for graduate courses in Brazil, it's low. Yeah, I don't know why, but I think that our last question will help us to achieve a response for this. Okay, let's continue. What are the main areas of investigation of the master's degree in kinesiology in your university? Or the main areas or investigation lines?
So we have, similar to the undergraduate program, 3 main areas. So exercise physiology, and then biomechanics, and then motor learning and neural control, it seems to be. And then within each of the areas, it depends on the individual faculty member. So, you know, like myself, studying immune, studying wearable technology and green exercise outdoors. We have a faculty member that is studying circadian rhythm. So how exercise at different parts of the day is affected from your health standpoint. We have a different faculty member that studies respiratory issues in obese children, specifically, so more clinical. Another one of our exercise physiology faculty member that studies tactical athletes, so police, military, and how to train specifically for those demands. Yeah, yeah. Let's see, from biomechanics.
In this sense, the special issues are treating also or not? Like NASA, for example. Yes.
Wait, can you say again?
You referring to military, but in other types of military, like other agencies like NASA, has interest to curse this kind of master degree or not? Because the ACM, I saw there many NASA researchers presenting your banners or slide session.
Yes, so NASA, Air Force, you know, the Marines, as well as police, firemen. Yes.
Very nice. It's so interesting because in Brazil, it's not common. It's not common. this kind of students, military students, not common here because
yes,
we
no,
don't have. Sorry, you can continue.
Oh, I was just going to say, so at UNLV, there's some military bases in Las Vegas. So if some of those that are at the bases or have just completed their service will like to come and come to the university. And exercise science is very popular.
It's good. It's very, very, very good.
Yeah.
Let's go. I know you are instructor at UNLV because I visited you 3 years ago, okay? But I have to discuss this question because the people here want to know, okay? No problem for you?
Yeah.
Concerning infrastructure, laboratories, equipments, etc. How do you rate UNLV, specifically concerning exercise science?
I think we rate maybe somewhere in the middle. You know, we have some equipment. Yeah, the equipment is okay, but maybe getting a little bit older, we need to replace. We definitely don't have all of the equipment that I would like to use. So I'd say middle, maybe.
Middle.
Yeah. High middle, maybe.
But it's good. It's possible to work with all the investigation areas that you talking about early. Okay, it's okay, or you have to use other labs in the same university. It's possible.
Yes, it is possible to use other labs.
Yes.
Good collaboration.
Collaboration with other colleagues in the same university.
Yes.
Let's go. Are there possibilities for partnerships with other postgraduate courses in your university? Not only labs, but between other graduate programs.
Yes, there is. From a couple of different ways. One way is that the students who are graduating have to have a committee, and it's mandated by the university that somebody on the committee has to be outside of the program. Yeah, there is some crossover for sure. And then we also have, it's called shared laboratory spaces. So it's somebody kind of controls it, but then allows access from many different places if we need.
Really nice. It's good to know here this information because you know my intention to stay with you 1 year, and I think we will need a little bit of partnership inside. Okay.
Yes.
To become a graduate student in kinesiology, what is the financial investment they have to pay for this, and if yes, how much? Nowadays.
Yeah. So there's an application fee. I'm not sure how much application fee is, but I looked up the tuition.
More or less.
Yeah. So if you're a Nevada resident, so if you live in Nevada, your parents live, they paid taxes, then you get a little lower payment for tuition. Nevada resident, for 1 year, the estimated cost is about $6,000.
$6,000 per year.
$6,000 per year, yeah, just for tuition. For non-residents, so that's from other state or international, then the cost increases significantly. The estimated in tuition is $22,000.
Is there a reason for this increasing?
So yeah, I think the thinking is that if, like my daughter, for example, we've lived here for a long time. you know, and then
Yes.
when I go to the grocery store, I pay and I pay taxes. So that has gone into funding the university, right? So I've been
Yes.
paying for UNLV since ever I moved here. So residents should get a little lower cost.
Yes.
But it's,
Yeah.
we have also, so if you have sometimes you can get tuition paid for or scholarships that will waive out of state. So that helps to reduce cost for out of state or international students.
Mm. It's possible live inside the university. I don't remember this. There's
Yes,
a kind of student's home inside the university. I didn't remember this. Yes,
yes, they
yes.
have dormitories, yeah, that students can live in.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good. Let's go. Are there currently Brazilian students studying for a master's degree in kinesiology? If so, do you know a little, more or less, how many Brazilian students with you? Not
I do know how
with
many.
you like a supervisor, but studying in the kinesiology master's degree.
Yeah, right now we have no students from Brazil in our master's program. So yeah, we will take applications, definitely. If you're interested in exercise physiology or biomechanics or motor learning, yeah, please come.
There's a very many options to choose.
That's right.
Yeah.
But
A specific question. Okay, sorry.
So I
Sorry.
should say we have one student from Brazil that just graduated from our PhD program. So he has a job offer position. Actually, he's starting this week, I think, in North Carolina. So success story from Brazil. Yes.
Okay. It's good to know this because it's a Brazilian that goes ahead. It's very good to know.
That's right.
Is the selection process for foreign students the same as for students born in the United States? It's the same.
It's the same, yes. So we look for a couple of different things. Like I talked about before, we need to have a faculty advisor that wants to take them into their laboratory. So we have a scoring system, and part of the scoring system, we ask the faculty to rate the student. And it doesn't matter if they're from United States or anywhere else.
Or Brazil,
I have a student that, Brazil. I have a student from South Korea who's going to come to my laboratory next semester. So yeah, it doesn't matter. We look at their undergraduate program. So if they studied kinesiology or exercise science, then they get a little higher on the score. We look at the GRE score. So that's important, the quantitative and the qualitative part, verbal. And then if they have some laboratory experience or some clinical experience, that also increases their score.
I'm realizing that it's not so easy. I'll selection process. Am I right?
That's right. That's right. But I would say the number one thing to do is to make contact with your potential advisor.
Yes.
Email and continually have conversation with them.
This question I have to discuss with you because here in Brazil it's a big problem. When you went to Brazil, and we for many times we talked about this. In Brazil, it's not common that people speak in English because we have to pay. Remember, we have the English in the curricula in an undergraduate or the children. Doesn't matter the age of the child or the child. We have to pay in Brazil to have a good English course. Okay, different of other countries in Europe, for example, or Iran, because I'm seeing here Morteza. Hello, Morteza, my friend. Morteza is from Iran, and now he is living in Australia. But let's go for enrollment in the selection process. In the case of Brazilian students, it is necessary to present a minimum English language proficiency. What tests are accepted in this regard? I don't know if you have this information.
Yes, I had to look it up, but there are 4 different tests that are that somebody could use to be admitted to the graduate college. So I think the most common is TOEFL, so a test of English as a foreign language. And the score on that one for paper-based needs to be at least 74. Then they say if it's computer-based, then the score is 213. I don't know the difference. Or if it's internet-based, the score is 80. It seems like a wide difference, right?
Yes. Yes, no, but not so easy because the student have to prepare a lot to face this kind of proficiency test. Okay, this is my impression about your explanation.
Yeah,
you have to study a lot, to prepare a lot. I think it's the way.
That's right. So there are some other. So in addition to TOEFL, there's something called International English Language Testing System. Mm-hmm. The minimum score is 6.5. There's also a Michigan Test of English Language Placement, minimum score of 85. And then 85. The last one, 85. Yeah.
High. It's a high score.
Yeah, I don't know 85 out of what. I'm just looking on our website, the minimum score. And then Pearson Test of English. So that one, minimum score 65. So potentially 4 different English tests that could be used.
Yes. 4, it's a good number of tests to try to get the proficiency. I think it's good. Let's go. We have more 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. Okay.
Okay.
Are you tired? No.
I'm good. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so let's go. Let's go. What are the main academic disciplines that students should take in the graduate program? The main disciplines the students have to take.
So we break it down.
Thank you for this question at the beginning. Okay.
I can expand a little bit more. Everybody has to take a research methodology class and then a statistics class. So it doesn't matter what discipline, you need strong research methods and you need to know how to analyze your data, right?
It's obligatory.
Yes. And then we want our students to be well-rounded. So everybody has to take at least 1 exercise physiology class, 1 biomechanics class, and 1 motor learning class. And then after that, then you can specialize, if my students can take the rest of their classes as exercise physiology if they want, or all biomechanics. After that, it's up to them.
Several disciplines to choose and to get. Very That's nice. Right. What are the scientific obligations of students concerning publications? At the final of each thesis or dissertation, the student must publicate 1 study, 2, 0, or just make a submission. How this works?
So for us, for master's students, it's 0. They don't have to submit. It's 0. Yeah. For our doctoral Yeah, our PhD is different. They have to submit two, at least, out of their work. And then, yeah, the hope is that it would be published eventually. But they are eligible to graduate at that point after submitting two.
So for master's degree, 0. And for PhD degree, just submit 2, yes? What do you think about this? You think it's okay, or you must change? Because I agree. I don't like to participate of thesis or dissertation, the final of all the process, and I have to read 1, 2, 3, 4 papers published. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
You published 4 papers. What are you doing here?
That's right.
I would like to hear your opinion about that.
Yeah, I think it depends on the student. You know, some students, 4 is no problem.
Yes.
Some students, 1 is a real issue. So I don't know.
Yes, I think almost the same. Almost the same. I think that depends on the students, because some students have more action along the process.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
We have a question here. This is Bruno Margue from Ponta Grossa, Paraná, here, Brazil. Em português, quais os níveis de submissões? But in English, I'm gonna try to translate which the levels of the submissions. You have to, I think he is referring to impact factor. You have to submit, like in, as you told, PhD, 2 submissions, okay? Which is the level? The impact factor, 2, 3. It's good. It's a good question.
So right now, very good. Thank you, Bruno. Right now for us, there's no requirement that there has to be any impact factor. I think we might end up changing. You know, the deans and so forth want us to publish in high impact factors. But I think
at least beginning, at least beginning in 1 or 1.5 or 2, I think it's good. It's a good impact factor. Yeah, do you agree?
Yes, I agree. Yeah,
we are together for our papers. I think it's more or less like this: 1, 2, sometimes 3. When we have Ramirez or Jonato, it's higher impact factor. That guys.
That's right.
Thanks God. Thanks God that they are our friends. Let's go. To finalize their dissertations, do students need to have, I know this question, okay, you answer it. This question we can jump.
Okay.
Okay. After becoming a master in kinesiology, what's the main type of professional activity that these ex-students will perform? You know, you have an idea?
Yeah, so it depends. I think most of them end up going on for PhD. So at that point, yeah, they're going to become professors. But then a good amount also, we have athletic trainers, so they're working with a clinical population or with the high school or college or professional sports teams. So we have a good mix, I think.
You are an example that ex-student that leave the university and come back like a professor. Beside you, is there other colleague of you at UNLV that follow the same way?
Yes. So in my department, there are 4. So me, there's Professor Neurophysiology that went to UNLV, came back. There's one in biomechanics. So she went and came back, and then athletic training also.
Oh,
So at least
it's
4.
a lot of ex-students. Interesting.
Yes.
Yes, so good, because it shows that the UNLV, it's a good place to produce good researchers, good professionals for this kind of situation. Okay,
Yes.
let's go. Thinking, we are almost finished. Okay, our time and our question. I think we will be able to finish the questions. Thinking about the postgraduate course in exercise science in the United States, does UNLV stand out compared to the bigger and better known university in the United States? What's your opinion about this?
Yeah, I think so. So United States has different regions, right? And we're kind of in the Southwest. So us and California and Arizona, Utah. And I think in our region, we're near top. But I think when you consider entire United States, then we might be middle, kind of like our laboratories.
Okay, it's good because it's a big country like Brazil, for example, and we have many universities here that present levels of formation or labs or academic areas of excellence. Okay, I think in the United States the same. We are 2 countries that have some similarities. Look to coronavirus. It's the same, almost the same.
Yeah. Yes.
United States the first one, Brazil the second, or Brazil is the first one, United States the second, because I think the people think almost the same things. It's my opinion, because I love United States. It's my second. It's my second country. I love. James, incredible. It's our last question.
Okay, let's do it.
This is a kind of Brazilian question, because here we have this kind of problem for a long time. Many people that are in this room, in this Instagram right now, thinking this kind, or had this kind of problem 1 or 2 or twice or 3 times in your lives. Let's go. In Brazil, many masters and doctors are unemployed. This is a problem, okay? You're a master or you're a doctor and unemployed. It's a little bit strange for me, as there is no space for everyone in universities. So you have 10, 20, 30, 40 professors in that department, and you have to wait your space to enter in that university, okay? But in Brazil, we have a big problem about that. For this reason, many people go to postdoctorate. So master, PhD or doctor, and postdoctorate. Here, this is a reality. I don't know United States. In this regard, what is the situation of students who have graduated as masters, not PhD, but we can discuss about PhD, no problem, at UNLV? You have some idea or opinion about that?
Yeah, no, I think it depends. So the students that want to become professors, they're going to go on and become PhD. And in my experience, all of those that have come through our program at UNLV have gotten positions. And in some cases, so there are many universities in United States, and not all of them have kinesiology, exercise physiology, but the ones that don't, they're thinking about opening new programs. So those are opening more positions. Yeah. One of my recent PhD students took one of those new positions.
Is this easy to university opening new positions? Or have to wait till one?
Oh, sorry, I think our connection.
Okay, I think
Hello? Can you say again?
You are back.
Okay. All right, can you ask it one more time, please?
No, it's the same question.
Oh, okay, okay.
About the masters and doctors that goes to postdoctorate, for example, and in Brazil it's common nowadays. And I would like to know in the United States if this occurs the same way, and you were answering this question for me.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I think our master's students, the ones that don't go on for PhDs, I think they have positions that they have lined up after their master's program. So I have not heard of any that they get the master's and then they don't have anything to do.
Yes.
So if it is a problem, I don't know about it.
Yes, I was looking here in the comments, and Morteza say that Iran is the same. Iran is the same, master's and PhD degree, and after go to postdoctorate. It's not just a problem of Brazil or other countries, because I think this is a economic issue, not only the formation, if it's a good professor or it's a good researcher, but this is, it's my opinion, has a connection with economic condition of that country that we are analyzing. Do you agree?
Yes,
because it's impossible you open a new position if the university doesn't have money to pay that professions. I think in Brazil the problem is worse because we have the state university and the federal university. This university depends on the governmental organization. So United States, this kind of question is a little bit different, of course. I think.
Yeah, I think a little bit.
Yeah. So we are almost at the final of this live. I have to thank you so much, James, for your time, for this spending long time here talking about a subject so important for United States or so important for Brazil. And I have to thank so much, my friend. I'm your fan, not Paula and Thiago. I'm your #1 fan. Let me see.
It is my pleasure. Thank you for the invitation.
Oh, let's think about not part 2 about this same subject, but we can talk about another epigenetic. Remember that we like so much epigenetic or rainbow techniques that you use in your work, like you brought to us that time here in Brazil. Whatever.